Hello everyone, we are members of Team 52669, the Beta Bots, and today we are going to be telling you guys about some advanced programming concepts that you should use in your FLL code. I hope you guys enjoy. Here are the programming concepts that we are going to be covering in this video. They are Gyro movement, PID movement, parallel execution, and making and using my blocks.
Gyro movement is used to move perfectly straight and not straight from the path you want to move on, and it's also used in some cases for error handling. We used it for moving perfectly straight, and here is how. First of all, we created a variable called kp, which for us is set to 0.4, but you can change it based on your preference. And this variable is used to calculate a correction variable later on to calculate how much you want the wheels to move, just in case you stray off the path you want to stay on. Then you want to set your distance that you want to move, and we call the variable total degrees, but you can call it whatever you want. And the formula for this is 360, which is the amount of degrees in a circle, in this case our wheel, times our distance divided by 27.6. This 27.6 is how much you move in centimeters in one wheel rotation. For us, since we use the smaller blue wheels, ours is 27.6 centimeters, but yours might want to be different if you use the bigger wheels or if you're using a different kind of wheel. Then you want to set your motor's relative position to 0 so that you know exactly where you're starting at and you're not starting at some crazy amount like 1,000 degrees. Then you want to open a while loop that repeats until your relative position motor is greater than your total distance you want to move, so that's why you know when to stop and exit the while loop. Then here we create our correction variable, and the formula for this is our kp variable multiplied by the angle minus your current gyro angle, or also called the yaw angle. Then you want to start moving at, and this formula is very specific and you need to use this formula every time, your correction plus your power for one wheel and your power minus the correction for the second wheel, so that you always stay on the path you want to stay on. Then you create an if statement that checks if you're at the total degrees variable yet, or in this case your total distance, and then you want to stop moving, and then that will exit the while loop for you, and then basically you've moved to your final position without straying off your path. PID stands for proportional integral differential, and it's used for its accuracy while moving and turning, but mostly during turning. For its turning PID, you'd wanna have a final angle. For example, in this example, I'm going to be using your current angle as 0 and our final angle we want to turn to as 90 degrees. So then we want to open up a while loop in Boolean form so that it returns only a true or false statement. And then you want to, for the statement in that, you want to have the absolute value of your yaw angle, which is 0, minus your final angle, which is 90, and you want to check whether that's less than 1.1. In this case, it is. So then you set your current angle to your current yaw angle, which would be 0, and then you want to set your diff angle, which is the difference between your current angle and final angle. And the formula for that is the absolute value of your final angle subtracted from your current angle, and in this case, that would return 90 degrees. Then you want to stop moving your motor, so in case you already were moving, which you probably weren't, but just in case, so it doesn't throw off the PID. And then you want to set a minimum speed, and since our robot's kind of big, we use the minimum speed of 5, but if your robot's on the smaller side, then you can use a higher minimum speed. And then you want to set a current speed to the maximum of either your minimum speed or your 0.5 times the difference in your angle. So that means the farther away you are from the angle you want to turn to, the faster your robot will move in order to get there at maximum speed, but it will also stay accurate at the same time. Then you want to start moving your motor at the current speed that you've chosen in the last step. And then you want to start some if loops. So the first one will be obvious. So you want to check if you're already at the angle, and if you are, you'd obviously want to stop because that's the angle you want to stop at. And then you want to also open up an if loop that says if your current angle is greater than your final angle, then you got to start turning towards your final angle. And you also want to do the same thing for a different if loop, except if your current angle is less than your final angle. You can play around with this to make it more custom to your robot, but that's it for basic PID.
Another programming concept that we used was parallel execution. This programming concept makes the robot do multiple tasks at once, and it is efficient for saving time. We used two types of parallel execution. We used hardware parallel execution and software parallel execution. Hardware parallel execution is when the robot has two attachments which are connected and controlled by the same motor. For example, in the 2022 to 2023 FLL season, we had two attachments doing two different missions. We had a forklift attachment in the front of our robot doing the energy storage mission, and at the same time, we had an attachment on the side of our robot which was doing the oil platform mission. Another type of parallel execution that we used was software parallel execution. Software parallel execution is when the robot is coded to do two things at the same time. For example, in each of our FLL seasons, we would have the robot do a certain amount of missions, and it would come back to the launch area so that we could reposition attachments for our next run, because some attachments had to be repositioned so that they could do different missions in the next run. As you can see right here in this code in the picture, we used a do this and this block. As you can see here, the robot is moving right into the launch area, and at the same time, these two motors are moving, which are at motor F and motor B are the attachments. In other words, at the same time, the robot is repositioning its attachments. This saves up a lot of time, and it will be really useful for the FLL competition. Our final programming concept is making and using MyBlocks. So for this part of the video, I am going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a MyBlock on Spike Prime Mindstorms. So the first thing you want to do is to go to the Spike Prime Mindstorms app, then click on Projects, and after that click on the Create a New Project button. Once you click on that button, you scroll down, you use the sidebar to scroll down to the MyBlocks section. Then click Create a MyBlock. And after you click that button, it will give you a screen where it'll ask you to name your MyBlock, and it will ask you to select some inputs. So type in the inputs you want your MyBlock to contain and also name it. For example, speed and power, and then hit the Create button. After you hit the Create button, a pink block will appear on the screen. So what you want to do is to drag it to the top of the code that you want to be in the MyBlock.